Good times.
How's it going, people? Well, I don't have a lot of scotch. And I got a long way to go on chapter 5 of Jacob. I was so derailed at my last reading that I stopped in the middle of verse 47. So I'll just start that verse from the top. So we'll begin at verse 47 of Jacob 5, people. And, but what could I have done more in my vineyard for his olive trees in his vineyard? Have I slackened mine hand that I have not nourished it? Nay, I have nourished it, and I have digged about it, and I have pruned it, and I have dunged it. And I have stretched forth mine hand almost all the day long, and the end draweth nigh. And I think that's as far as I got. And it grieveth me that I should hew down all the trees of my vineyard, and cast them into the fire, that they should be burned. Who is it that has corrupted my vineyard? Well, it's just too cold to drink beer, but I got a 40. Maybe tomorrow. I mean, sun's been coming out more and the snow's starting to melt off. There's still some there. So, got enough for a couple of it come to passes. It came to passes. You know what I mean? Because I wish I did. All right. Verse 48. And cheers, people. And it came to pass that the servant said unto his master, Is it not the loftiness of thy vineyard? Have not the branches thereof overcome the roots which are good? This is so familiar. I mean, what is it like? It's one of the epistles, I think. So, the prophet Zenos wrote this before Paul wrote it in, I think it's Romans. I haven't done any homework. I don't even have a Bible handy in this room. But I do think that olive tree business, I mean, over and over again. It's one of the epistles. So, the Apostle Paul ripped off this Zenos that nobody else has heard of. Yeah, good. Or they're both prophets and they're getting the same material from the same source. And because the branches have overcome the roots thereof, behold, they grow faster than the strength of the roots, taking strength into themselves. Behold, I say, is not this the cause that the trees of thy vineyard have been corrupted? Well, I can probably read a bit. I don't see a whole lot coming to pass after this next one, for a little space. So maybe I'll get some done tonight. And then I'll finish the drunk parts maybe tomorrow. There's no internet here. But down the hill in town, population 8, I don't know. They got a community center with Wi-Fi, so I've uploaded some videos from there. I'll try to upload the earlier part of verse 5. That's the end of the scotch. Nothing better come to pass, or I've got to stop. I'm not drinking beer. It's too damn cold. And it came to pass that the Lord of the vineyard said unto the servant, Let us go to and hew down the trees of the vineyard. Game over. Take my ball, go home. And cast them into the fire, that they shall not cumber the ground of my vineyard, for I have done all. What could I have done more for my vineyard? It's one of the epistles, I'm sure of it. But chime in, please. I'm following every comment, even the insulting ones. I mean, it's fine with me. The insults of strangers mean nothing to me, so you go to town if it makes you feel good. But, behold, the servant said unto the Lord of the vineyard, Spare it a little longer. And the Lord said, Yea, I will spare it a little longer, for it grieveth me that I should lose the trees of my vineyard. Wherefore, let us take of the branches of these which I have planted in the nethermost parts of my vineyard, and let us graft them into the tree from whence they came, and let us pluck from the tree whose branches, from the tree those branches which the fruit is most bitter, and graft in the natural branches of the tree in the stead thereof. And this will I do, that the tree may not perish, that perhaps I may preserve it unto myself the roots thereof for mine own purpose. And behold, the roots of the natural branches of the tree which I planted whithersoever I would are yet alive. Wherefore that I may preserve them also for mine own purpose, I will take of the branches of the tree, and I will graft them in unto them. Yea, I will graft in unto them the branches of their mother tree. That I may preserve the roots unto mine own self, that when they shall be sufficiently strong, perhaps they may bring forth good fruit unto me, and I may yet have glory in the fruit of my vineyard. Oh, I don't have anything to drink, and things are coming to pass. I mean, I reviewed my last video. I missed some drinks. I apologize for that, folks, but oh, this book alone is intoxicating. What can I say? To be continued sometime tomorrow. Okay, where was I? Looks like I was at verse 55, where things started coming to pass again. And it came to pass. Hands are frozen. Lost my light. Got another storm blowing in. Well, let's get as much done as I can. That they took from the natural tree, which had become wild, and grafted it unto the natural trees, which had also become wild for some reason. They also took
of the natural trees which had become wild, and grafted unto their mother tree. And the Lord of the vineyard said unto the servant, Pluck not the wild branches from the trees, save it be those which are most bitter. And in them ye shall graft according to that which I have said. Well, that's not helping us much. How can we learn? We can't ask the Lord of the vineyard. Maybe I should read Romans again, huh? And we will nourish again the trees of the vineyard, and we will trim up the branches thereof, and we will pluck from the trees those branches which are ripened. I think he means rotten, not ripe as in good fruit. He means rotten. He says ripened. That must perish and be cast into the fire. Now, if they were ripe, you wouldn't throw them in the fire. You'd eat them. So, or whatever. So, ripened means rotten. Sometimes. And this I do, that perhaps the roots thereof may take strength, because of their goodness, and because of the change of the branches, that the good may overcome the evil. And because that I have preserved the natural branches and the roots thereof, and that I have grafted in the natural branches again into their mother tree, and have preserved the roots of the mother tree, that perhaps the trees of my vineyard may bring forth again good fruit. Sounds like Frankenstein. And that I may have joy again in the fruit of my vineyard. And perhaps that I may rejoice exceedingly, somehow that's different, that I have preserved the roots and the branches of the first fruit. Now, we're all being metaphorical here. This isn't really about horticulture. Wherefore, go to and call the servants, that we may labor diligently with our might in the vineyard, that we may prepare the way, that we may bring forth again the natural fruit, which natural fruit is good, and the most precious above all other fruits. I hate unnatural fruit. I mean, don't bite into a wax apple, you just make yourself sick. Stick with a natural apple. Wherefore, let us go to and labor with our might this last time, for behold, the end draweth nigh, and this is for the last time that I shall prune my vineyard. Graft in the branches, begin at the last, that they may be first, and that the first may be last, because that makes sense somehow. And the last of the first, and the last and the first, that all may be nourished once again for the last time. Wherefore dig about them, and prune them, and dung them. We need more guys. Once more, for the last time, for the end draweth nigh. No, I'm not repeating myself. He is. For the end draweth nigh. And it shall be so, that these last grafts shall grow and bring forth a natural fruit, and then shall ye prepare the way for them, that they may grow. And as they begin to grow, ye shall clear away the branches which bring forth bitter fruit, according to the strength of the good and the size thereof, and ye shall not clear away the bad thereof all at once, lest the roots thereof should be too strong for the graft, and the graft thereof shall perish, and I lose the trees of my vineyard. For it grieveth me that I should lose the trees of my vineyard. Wherefore ye shall clear away the bad according as the good shall grow, that the root and the top may be equal in strength. That's a plan. Until the good shall overcome the bad, and the bad be hewn down and cast into the fire, that they cumber not the ground of my vineyard, and thus I will sweep away the bad out of my vineyard. And the branches of the natural tree will I graft in again into the natural tree, and the branches of the natural tree will I graft into the natural branches of the tree, and thus I will bring them together again, and they shall bring forth the natural fruit, and they shall be one. And the bad shall be cast away, yea, even out of all the land of my vineyard. For behold, only this once will I prune my vineyard. Yeah. Oops. And it came to pass that the Lord of the vineyard sent his servant, and the servant went and did as the Lord had commanded him, and he brought other servants, and they were few. How are you going to dung your whole orchard? Only a few. And the Lord of the vineyard said unto them, Go to and labor in the vineyard with your might. For behold, this is the last time I shall nourish my vineyard. I bet this chapter could have been a little shorter with a red pencil. For the end is nigh at hand, and the season speedily cometh. If ye labor with your might, with me ye shall have joy in the fruit which I shall lay up unto myself against the time which soon shall come. And it came to pass that the servants did go forth and labor with their mights. Thought they might. And the Lord of the vineyard labored also with them, and they did obey the commandments of the Lord of the vineyard in all things. And there began to be the natural fruit again in the vineyard, and the natural branches began to grow and thrive exceedingly. Whew, what a relief. I was worried. And the wild branches began to be plucked off and to be cast away, and they did keep the root and the top thereof equal according to the strength thereof. And thus they labored with all diligence according to the commandments of the Lord of the vineyard, even until the bad had been cast away out of the vineyard, and the Lord had preserved unto himself that the trees had become again the natural fruit, and they became like unto one body, and the fruits were equal. And the Lord of the vineyard had preserved unto himself the natural fruit, which was most precious unto him from the beginning. And it came to pass God, it looks like it'd start dumping on me any minute. And it came to pass that the Lord of the vineyard saw that the fruit was good, and that his vineyard was no more corrupt. He called up his servants, and he said unto them, Behold, for this last time have I nourished my vineyard, and thou beholdest that I have done according to my will. And I have preserved the natural fruit, and it is good, even like as it was in the beginning. And blessed art thou, for because ye have been diligent in laboring with me in my vineyard. Thanks. And have kept my commandments. Very important. Do what he says. and have brought unto me again the natural fruit, that my vineyard is no more corrupted, and the bad is cast away. Behold, ye shall have joy with me because of the fruit of my vineyard. For behold, for a long time will I lay up fruit of my vineyard, unto mine own self against the season, which speedily cometh. And for the last time I have nourished my vineyard, and pruned it, and dug about it, and dunged it. Wherefore I will lay up unto mine own self the fruit for a long time, according to that which I have spoken. And when the truth cometh, that evil fruit shall again come into my vineyard, then I will cause the good and the bad to be gathered, and the good will I preserve unto myself, and the bad will I cast away into its own place. And then cometh the season and the end, and my vineyard will I cause to be burned with fire. And that is chapter 5 of Jacob. It was fascinating. I think it probably could have been pruned a bit. It didn't need any more dung. It was pretty well fertilized. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here before it starts raining or snowing. I can't be sure which. We're getting a little of one and a little of the other. So, but we got snow last night. And looky. Even my mom's little deer statue got snow on it. Where is it? There it is. And so, you guys, I hope you learned something. Okay? So, I'll see you guys in chapter 6 of Jacob. Jacob's a short chapter, and there isn't another one, so maybe we'll plow through it before I get back to Sacktown. So, peace the fuck out. Have a wonderful whatever the fuck it is, people. Thanks for watching my video. Yep. Mom's little deer statue, covered with ice, covered with snow. And what do you think? I don't know if it shows up as well. We got another front coming in.